Welcome to the 2012 Booster Days Parade. I'm the River Channel's Chris Larson. Alongside me is Michael Foley from the Hudson Patch, and we'll be your hosts today for the parade. And hopefully we can explain everything to the best of our abilities, and convey a great message. And the Hudson Boosters just do an incredible job here in the community, and it's really an important duty that they do. And they get young people going in the sports and also some non-athletic activities, and gets them to boost that esteem. They're a nonprofit volunteer civic organization that provides athletic and non-athletic activities for youth and citizens of the Hudson School District. The Boosters have supported and administered youth baseball and softball programs since 1952. They range from T-ball to under 19. They provide coaches clinics as well as children's clinics on the fundamentals of the sport and good sportsmanship. About 50 dedicated and active volunteers help out. In the fall, they sponsor a youth football program for 5th and 6th grade. That attracts about 200 young people, and it's growing every year. And Michael, you said they got some even younger stuff coming in.
They just they're started sign-ups for 3rd and 4th grade tackle football now, so that's going to be exciting. I wish I had that available to me when I was a little kid.
And that's a great thing. It's going to get these kids started earlier and earlier, so when they get to the high school level, you don't have to go through those bumps to figure out, okay, how do I put the pads on? Where does this helmet go? These are things that can be taught at an early age, and when the kids get to that high school level, they're ready to go. But down the street here, we've got the national anthem being played. So the parade is about to get underway. Wonderful rendition of our anthem there. And as always, the Hudson Police Force leads off the parade, and our color guard being provided today by the Hudson American Legion. That's post 2115. And, of course, we'd like to thank all of our service members.
There goes the rifle volley. Should be one more coming. There it is.
And Mike corrected me this morning that it was not a 21 gun salute. It was a rifle volley, and Michael knows this, of course, because he is a service member. You served in the Marine Corps.
I sure did. Semper Fidelis, everyone out there.
We thank you very much for that. And, of course, now you serve your community in a different way with the Hudson Patch.
I do my best. We get out there, get all the news and information out there to the Hudson folks.
And Mike seems to be always on top of things, and you've got a team from kind of around the area that helps you out, but it almost seems like even though you're essentially doing it by yourself, you're kind of everywhere.
Yeah, I try to be to as many places as I can, and also local citizens help me out by posting their own blog posts and whatnot to the site. Anybody can upload photos or add to our event calendar. We also have other editors in Stillwater, Woodbury, and Oakdale that help me out with stories of a regional nature as well.
So we got the parade this morning. Of course, this is just part of a large event that's basically ongoing from Thursday. We had the Miss Hudson coronation Thursday night, and then on Friday, of course, we had some live entertainment. Picture Perfect and Boogie Wonderland played last night. And here comes our Hudson police officers, the boys in blue.
Yep, the department consists of 35 employees, those being the chief of the police, 1 lieutenant, 3 full-time clerical staff, 2 patrol sergeants, 2 detectives, school liaison officer, and 14 patrol officers. They also have 14 part-time folks. Big applause here for the American Legion gentlemen. bringing by our nation's colors.
Coming up next, we've got the booster president, Tom Smith, and Tom and his wife Sarah on board the Ford Mustang from Hudson Ford, and they've been a part of the community here for 13 years. They've got 3 kids, and all of them have played booster ball, so they're a big part of this organization.
And this year's Grand Marshal coming down the street is Randy Lau. Grand Marshal Randy Lau and his wife Mary, they're being driven today by their daughter Marin and son-in-law Josh Ludke. Their son Tim and his wife Heather from Minot, North Dakota, along with Randy's parents, are also with us today celebrating Booster Days.
We wait for them to come down. We've got live entertainment tonight, Blatant Youth playing, and of course we've got the car show from 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Then Parachute Empire also taking the stage and ending and wrapping it all up this evening is Uncle Chunk, and they've seemed to have played here for years. They're kind of a tradition, getting to be anyway, for Booster Days.
And Randy and Mary are here throwing candy to the kids. Randy's a 40-plus year member of the Hudson community and a 16-year member of the Hudson Boosters. Randy served 2 years as president of the Boosters in 2001 and 2002. He's been instrumental for many years in the role of managing and developing and enhancing the many baseball and softball fields used by 1,000-plus kids in our booster program. Through Randy's efforts and the ability to get things done, the Boosters have maintained a very positive working relationship with the school district, the city of Hudson, and surrounding townships, which has allowed us and Randy to compete in a number of important projects. Thanks, Randy and Mary.
Yeah, thanks to them for all of their efforts in making the Boosters a better organization. Another thing to note is tomorrow night, Sunday night, the fireworks at dusk over the St. Croix River, and great show going to be put on Sunday, but that means that's the fireworks for the city of Hudson, so don't show up 4th of July looking for fireworks. That's
right.
Booster Fireworks Sunday will be the city show. And this unit in memory of Tom Evenson. He's a 40-year member and 12-year president of the Hudson Boosters, and, of course, a well-known plumber in the city and a gentleman that a lot of people, if you had backed up pipes, you probably knew him quite well.
Or if you had kids in sports, you probably knew him well as well.
That as well. Here's our North Hudson Village President, George Klein, and City of Hudson Mayor Alan Burchill. George, the man with the black fedora cap.
Yep, and there's Alan in the blue ball cap.
And here is the St. Croix EMS unit, and that consists of 4 trucks this year. St. Croix EMS, they've got those smaller vehicles that can get to you right away, and then, of course, if the ambulance is needed, that comes by later. But those small vehicles really help the response time and get the help where it's needed right away. So it's something that I didn't see, at least in the community that I grew up in, but something that they're doing now, and it turns out to be a great idea.
Yeah, Chief Christensen has moved on to Door County, so this year the entourage of the St. Croix EMS is being led by interim chief Kim Eby, and St. Croix Rescue and EMS doing a great job as always.
We'd like to do them a little service. We're going to have really hot weather here all weekend long, 90 degrees, sun shining. Be sure to stay hydrated if you're out there, because it's going to be a warm one. You're going to get dehydrated quickly, and if we can cut down on calls for dehydration, it's going to make everybody's life a lot easier.
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
Stay hydrated out there this weekend as you enjoy Booster Days. Of course, after the EMS guys go through, we see our boys from the Hudson Fire Department, boys and girls. Engine number 1. It's a classic.
Bunch of kids in the back this year, huh?
And I see there's a small fire hose in the back.
Yep.
Some water being sprayed out of there, and a couple popsicles being thrown. Some Laffy Taffy. And, of course, the kids always show up for these events with their bags ready. And there's so much going on here. You know, these kids can go home with a big bag of candy. Our Hudson Fire Department ladder truck.
Ladder truck 160. Decked out with flags and bunting on top.
You got to figure these guys are waiting for this parade all year round. These trucks are just polished to the hilt. Somebody's been busy with the wax and the towels this week.
Absolutely.
Here's the pump truck.
Fire engine 161.
And this part of the parade is something, if you've got the little ones, they look forward to this all year round, to see those fire trucks up close and personal. And you know, when there's a fire or something going on, the guys need room to work. You can't get up close to them and see them, but with these parades, they really get a chance to look over the trucks.
Of course, it's not all just the big fire engines. It's also the chase vehicles, like the brush fire unit here. And we've got little kids here in the engines.
Those brush trucks are really an important part of what the fire department does. If you've got a grass fire, a lot of times these big fire trucks can't get to the places where we've got some kind of fire going on in a park or something like that. Those brush trucks come in and get the job done.
That's right.
Here's
and this fire support truck number 9 here is one of the chase vehicles they use to get out and get some eyes on the ground ahead of time before they can necessarily get an entire truck staffed into the scene. The chief usually gets to the scene ahead of time in one of those smaller trucks.
Here's a St. Joe's Fire Rescue. Town of St. Joseph.
Our neighbors to the north.
And the Classic Cars unit.
Got the Classic Car Show. Is that this afternoon or is that tomorrow?
That is today, and it's going to run from 3 to 7 in the parking lot.
Excellent. Always look forward to seeing the classic cars.
Like last week was back to the 50s in St. Paul, so there's a bunch of them running up and down the interstate last week, and that was neat to see. And now we've got the Booster Days car show this weekend.
Saw some great cars right down here in Hudson in May for Yellowstone Trail Heritage Days that was sponsored by the Hudson Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. That's a terrific event if you're ever looking for something to do in the middle of May here in Hudson.
Of course, the Yellowstone Trail there is celebrating their 100th year in 2012.
Sure did.
The 442 in that one. Now there's a car. That's a beauty right there.
Absolutely.
Is that the old LTD? I believe it is.
I don't know much about classic cars, but I did learn how to drive in a Model A Ford in my grandpa's cabin when I was about 13 years old.
There you go.
He let me drive around on all the dirt roads up there without my license. That was always fun.
The Anderson Corp unit. It's an old car. And Anderson Corporation, of course, a big part of Hudson's heritage. Started here in Hudson, moved across the river over to Bayport in the early part of the 20th century. But the Anderson Corporation was the first window company to go with standardized windows. No one had ever done that before until they did. And, of course, caused an explosion in growth. It's a great corporation. They do a lot to support the community of Hudson, of course, helping out just so many groups, including the FIPS here.
Still a lot of people from Hudson work there and make that commute every day over to Bayport.
Absolutely. Here's Anderson Heating, and they sponsor the Powder Puff Clown Club. We'll see them coming down right behind this van, and that's always another exciting thing for the children to see is the Powder Puff Clowns. It looks like there's a gnome in the group this year, but a fun little group.
If you're scared of clowns, now's the time to just turn away for a couple of seconds.
Close your eyes.
Here they are.
I remember my son, the first time I brought him to a parade, he heard the sound of those fire trucks close up, and it really startled him. But clowns he enjoys.
My little sister was always afraid of clowns and mascots, so we always had to adjust our family fund to account for that.
We've got the gnome. We've got the patriotic clown. Looks like we've got a hobo. And
We've got a chimpanzee on a tricycle.
You can't beat the chimp on a tricycle.
Oh, so much fun.
Another event we want to make folks aware of, and it's an event that we cover quite a bit at the River Channel, and that's the concerts in the Park Series down at the Lakefront Band Shell. Of course, we've got the Booster Day celebrations, so lots of activity down there this weekend. But Minnesota Orchestra coming July 8th, picking up steam July 12th. We've got, looks like, one of the more popular concerts, Minnesota Jazz Orchestra, August 2nd. But that's every Thursday night at 7 o'clock at the Band Shell. There's Luther Hudson Chevrolet GMC, their unit, coming down the parade route now.
2012 GMC 2500 diesel.
The Denali HD.
That's what it is. Crew cab.
Plenty of room for all your gear and all of your crew. And lots of candy.
And I love the guys over at Luther. They always fix my tiny little Chevy Aveo when it breaks down.
Chevy Aveo probably gets a little different fuel mileage than the Denali HD.
Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit.
Of course, you can haul a lot more than the Denali HD.
I kind of sometimes wish I had a big pickup truck, though.
Certainly comes in handy when you're moving or any kind of gear around. Coming down the route now is the Hudson Booster Kids.
And this is what the program is all about, the kids.
It's like they're donning their baseball uniforms as they throw some candy out to the children along the parade route. It's really fun to see these kids out playing some ball. And then, of course, with our coverage of Hudson football, we get to see the youngsters out playing football. They usually play during halftime or one of the games every year.
Absolutely. I saw a bunch of them down in my neighborhood playing on the cinder lot down by Willow River Elementary, playing some t-ball. Parents all gathered around in their lawn chairs watching. It's always a great time.
Behind them is the United States Senator Sheila Harsdorf. I don't see Sheila out here, but
she's there. She's right behind the truck there.
Behind the truck, there she is. A nice contingent of folks out here to support her, and she survived a recall effort last summer. I don't believe she's on the ballot this time.
She is actually. She is on the ballot, and she'll be facing Dan Olson out of St. Croix Falls. He's a school teacher in Clayton, or a school teacher in St. Croix Falls. Lives in Clayton.
Well, here's our Hudson royalty right here. This is the outgoing royalty. These are the ladies that were crowned last year, and this will be their last parade.
Yep, I just was at the pageant on Thursday and watched them give their tearful farewells.
So we've got Miss Hudson, Kelsey Robertson, and we've got the princesses Kelsey Sims, Audrey Oglesby, and Aaliyah Burgess.
And this will be their last time going down 2nd Street here in Hudson as current royalty.
Kind of a joyful yet sad occasion for those ladies.
Absolutely.
And here's Crowning Achievements, their unit, and tell us a little bit about them, Mike.
Well, they started in 2009. Crowning Achievements provides a fun event each month and a pageant in November for men and women over 16 with special needs. Crowning Achievements strives to give people with special needs the same opportunities and experiences as others who represent their communities as royalty.
It's a great group, and my wife actually works with a lot of those people through the work that she does. So here's the city of New Brighton, and they've got the wave down.
They do.
It's I was always told it's like icing a cake. You know, they've got it down. They're icing the cake well. Miss New Brighton, Marina Kahn, and we've got the princesses Stacy Egberg, Amber Phillips, Junior Ambassador Ava Pena, and Junior Ambassador Olivia Haugen.
And New Brighton has Stockyard Days every year.
Coming up after the New Brighton float is, of course, our Hudson High School Marching Band as they make their way down the route. And nothing like having a a marching band on a parade route. This is what it's all about.
I absolutely love the marching band. This is one of my favorite parts of any parade. The Hudson High School Marching Band is part of a comprehensive instrumental music program at Hudson High School. The program features 3 concert bands, 3 jazz bands, extracurricular percussion ensemble, numerous small ensembles, an intensive lesson program, and extensive music technology component. The marching band is an all-volunteer organization that rehearses 3 nights a week in June and 2 nights a week in August through October. This year the band will travel to 5 parades as well as perform their field show at 5 home football games, 2 field show festivals, and the Wisconsin State Marching Band Championships. Staff includes Jackie Johnson and Aaron Moe in the color guard, Kenny DeSpider Miller, Ryan McCarthy, Stephen Dolly, Alex Van Halen, and Carter Beauford for percussion, Nick Simon and Brittany Ritter, Connie Root and Oscar the Wonder Pug, Nick McCarthy, Sam McCarthy, and Matthew Ritter for stunts, Ryan McCarthy, Nick Simon, and Brittany Ritter are the marching band directors. For this summer, the Hudson Marching Band will be performing music from their 2012 fall field show entitled 160. The band is excited to be back home for the Hudson Booster Days Parade and hopes you enjoy their performance.
Yeah, last year they missed out on the parade. We're attending another event. This year we get to enjoy their music. Talking about those football games, we've got a different schedule this year, and of course the River Channel will be covering all of the Hudson High School football games with a different schedule, just 4 home games on the docket this year. We open up our season with Kenosha Bradford, who we played last year, and played a really tough game with them. They ended up going to the state championship game. They'll be here this year. They're making the trip up to Hudson to play. That's August 25th. And then the Raiders go on the road to Rice Lake that's August 31st. They'll come back home, Chippewa Falls. That's the conference opener, September 7th. And this year we end our season against Menominee. It's at Menominee, October 12th. And if the team shakes out the way we hope it to be, that could be for the conference championship. Here's the Rotary unit. And, of course, the Rotary with that Ford Mustang giveaway. You just need to buy a raffle ticket for a chance, and you could win that car.
And they give away a little scooter, too, I see.
The scooter is nice for the parade. You can just kind of buzz around and
Absolutely.
get in and out. You don't have to worry about big parking spots.
Rotary is a terrific organization here in town. I am not a member, but hopefully one day I hope to be.
It's a good group, and, of course, helping the community for many years here, and that car raffle helps fund what they do.
Absolutely.
Get a little bit of break in the action. Here we can go through some of the other events.
Well, we should probably tell you a little bit about that. It's been a while since the Classic Cars went through, but we should probably tell you about the Locust Street Classic Car Shows that happen here right down in downtown Hudson. They happen from 6 to 9 p.m., and the next one will be Friday, July 13th.
Comes a few folks right now selling some tickets for the car. They're just 1 ticket for $10, 3 tickets for $20. Of course, it's a volunteer organization. Coming down the street now, Hudson Cheer and Stunt. And even this far down the street, we can hear them saying, "Let's go Raiders."
Let's go Raiders. And this year they do have their junior cheerleaders with us again.
Do a great job of getting the crowd rocking and rolling for the football games, basketball games, just about everything.
Absolutely. Recognize some of these girls from Thursday's Miss Hudson pageant.
Mike, can you do that?
I can do that. No, I can't do that. I'm kidding with you.
That's the stunt part of the cheer and stunt.
If I ever make a move like that, it's totally on accident.
We can do the cheer, but the stunt, don't ask us about the stunt. The cheer we've got covered.
I might be able to, walk around with somebody on my shoulders too. Anything else might be a little bit of a stretch for me.
Coming down the parade route now, we have the Glenwood City unit. And Glenwood City, our neighbors to the east, is really probably the furthest city to the east that's still within St. Croix County. But
That's right.
a beautiful drive out to Glenwood City. There's a very nice county park out there as well.
That's where they have the county fair every year.
That's absolutely correct. County Fairgrounds out there, Glen Hills County Park. It's a beautiful park out there to go out and visit.
Miss Glenwood City this year is Janessa Ulam, first princess Mackenzie Wink, and second princess Elizabeth Nias.
Hudson Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau invites you to attend Spirit of the St. Croix Art Festival on September 22nd through the 23rd, Lakefront Park, downtown Hudson. The event's going to feature regional juried art show with over 70 artists in addition to food, scarecrows on display in downtown Hudson. The Chamber and the Phipps Center for the Arts partnering to host this art show at Lakefront Park. And September 22nd to the 23rd, my favorite time of the year. Leaves starting to turn color, so you get the art, the actual art that the artists put together, but across the river with all those trees, a real show over there as we start getting the crimson and gold coming through in those leaves.
That's a terrific event every year. It's that, like you said, that perfect time of year, and the Chamber does a great job with that event.
Here comes the Cub Scout pack, 148 and 215, and looks like they're doing some squirting of the young folks on the parade route. And they've been up and down the parade route as well with the wagon selling water and soda, and they're trying to put together some funds to get to camp in Rice Lake, and that's where they award all their medals and everything else that they get for their recognition every year. So it's an important fundraiser. If you can help them out, please do.
Were you in Scouts, Chris?
I was a Cub Scout. That was
I made it through Webelos, but I never made it to Boy Scouts.
Okay.
I should have stuck with it.
It's all about the Pinewood Derby and
the Rain Gutter Regatta.
Gutter Regatta, yeah, absolutely. Another vehicle from Luther Hudson. This one, the Chrysler division. You're looking at the Dodge Dart.
6-speed manual. 42 miles per gallon on that Dart.
It's amazing what they can do with fuel mileage these days. And here's our St. Paul Park royalty, and they're here to promote Heritage Days.
St. Paul Park Heritage Days is celebrated every third weekend in August. St. Paul Park is located on the east side of the Mississippi River, where just over 5,000 residents enjoy the spectacular view of downtown St. Paul and the Mississippi. St. Paul Park is a community rich in history with several families that have been stable in community since it was established. The city celebrates its heritage and families during their festival with many exciting events for adults and children of all ages. Their queen this year is Haley Sklenner.
Yeah, we'll call it Sklenner.
Sklenner.
Here comes the folks from CW Cabinet Company. They are a Baldwin, Wisconsin outfit, and they do everything from granite, Cambria, Corian, Wilson art. If you're looking for nice cabinets or countertops, might want to check them out.
And here, this is the one I'm really excited about, American Sky Beer, a new brewery here in Hudson, and they just debuted their first public tastings of their beer last night at Pier 500. And I think they're going to be doing some tastings right after the parade at Pudge's, right here in downtown Hudson.
We've got a brewery in River Falls, and now a brewery in Hudson. So it's good to see some folks starting some new businesses right here in the community and getting out to promote it here at the parade. Here's the Integrity Family Chiropractic Unit. Looks like they've got little beach balls they're handing out, along, of course, with some candy. Chiropractic, a lot of people think about it when they've got an injury or something, but it's a nice thing to do just to keep yourself healthy. It's something that I've been doing with my children.
Their
Really,
center is located in Hudson by the Walmart up there.
we've seen some really positive changes with that. And here is the Hudson Dance Academy.
They're celebrating 10 years in Hudson this year, coaching classes, teaching classes to ages in ballet, all ages in ballet, tap, jazz, and hip hop.
We saw them do some shows at the Phipps, and then of course they were performing at the Coronation on Thursday night as well. So
Absolutely.
fun to see them perform and do what they do. And here's the Hudson Lions Club, and of course they're promoting their garage sale. The garage sale will be September 7th and 8th. Their Rib Fest coming up on September 15th. That's at the Willow River Saloon Rib Fest.
That's good eating out there at that Rib Fest.
Can't beat ribs.
Is that a scarecrow in the back of their float there?
My favorite meal. That would be a scarecrow.
Of course, they have got a mascot lion.
Scarecrow wearing a bikini T-shirt.
Where's the Tin Man?
That's a good look for me. Bikini T-shirt. The lion rocking it out, trying to get the crowd pumped up. Nothing gets the crowd pumped up like free candy.
I'm a big fan of the candy. Now in front of the judges' stand, we've got the Zor Roadrunners. They're going to do their little demonstration.
Yeah, with those cars, this is always something that, at least when I was a kid, I look forward to come to these parades, to see these guys do their thing. And I love go-karts. So
it's pretty amazing what they do.
It's really like like the Blue Angels on wheels.
Yeah, if I had to do this, there would be upturned cars over in the crowd.
Carnage in the crowd. Carnage in the crowd. You'd have to have the EMS right behind them.
I drive a Chevy Aveo, but these are not quite as big.
Of course, this isn't the only parade we'll be covering at the River Channel this year. We've got the North Hudson Pepper Festival coming up August 17th through the 19th, and that's just up the road here, a couple miles across the bridge, the other side of Lake Malibu, and bands, carnival, all kinds of tournaments, a parade, Italian food, family entertainment, those eating contests. You've got the pepper eating contest and
Absolutely.
the spaghetti eating contest.
I shot a video of that pepper eating contest last year, and it just about made me sick.
They're hot peppers.
Very entertaining. And, this, of course, the spaghetti eating contest as well.
A lot of people don't take the water. You got to have some water and some sauce on there to get those noodles a little softer. Tight turn there is.
Our cameraman just got a little scared, it looked like.
The cameraman got a little closer shot than he wanted to. Now, these guys, it's a lot of fun here at the parades, but what they do is very important work. They're raising money for the Shrine Hospitals. There's 22 of them throughout the country, and I've actually been to one. I was down at the one in Chicago about 10 years ago, and they do awesome work down there. The care is first rate, and it helps out a lot of families with children that have serious medical needs and really can't afford to pay for it. The Shriners Hospitals, they don't turn anybody away. It's incredible work, and you go into those places and they are set up for children. I mean, there's all kinds of activities for them to do, and so many of these kids are going through very difficult times.
Very important work.
The hospital there, the setting there is set up for the children to get through those times as best as they can.
These guys participate in 22 parades every year, western Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota. And coming up in September, they have the Little East-West Shrine Game, September 29th at UW River Falls.
They've raised over $500,000 in the 50 years that they've been doing this. And, of course, those funds right to those hospitals. It's a big deal.
Next up, we've got Diane O'Dean, another political entry into the parade. Diane is, I think, a lawyer in River Falls, or in Hudson. She lives in River Falls, and she'll be challenging Dean Knutson for a state assembly seat this year.
With the election coming up here in November, it's going to be a busy parade here for different political candidates coming down the route.
Absolutely. I don't see Diane yet. Was she around?
Probably back there shaking hands with someone.
I'm sure she is. She's got a lot of handshaking to do. Not quite as well known as former Mayor Dean Knutson here in Hudson. There she is in the white polo shirt coming up the side of the road here.
We'll see Dean a little later on in the parade.
Hopefully we can get our camera guys to get a shot of Diane here shaking hands along the side of the route.
It's tough work running for office.
I'll tell you what, I don't ever want to do it.
It's a lot of handshaking, a lot of fundraising, and as you see,
And
Diane
there she goes, right past us.
past the table here. It's there's no break, no rest for the weary when you're running for office.
She's actually jogging a little bit. She's got to catch up with the rest of her float. She's shaking hands and jogging and shaking hands and jogging.
And
speaking of Pepperfest,
it's a crowd favorite. The Pepperfest unit coming down the parade route. King Lucas, Queen Taylor. And we've got the princesses Anna Johnson and Nicole Stagg. Well, as we mentioned before, Pepperfest coming up right around the corner here in about 2 months in August 17th through the 19th, and it's a great time.
3-day festival that raises money for the community. It's strong Italian heritage. I think they did their first one to raise money for the North Hudson Elementary School.
They did. And then when they got hooked up with the school district, they had to kind of change their structure a little bit, but it still benefits. The reason they put it on is it benefits the youth in North Hudson.
And, of course, all these girls in the green shirts are the royalty candidates for this year. One of them will be crowned queen in August.
We'll have new North Hudson Pepperfest queens, princesses, and a king just 2 months. Here comes the Cub Scouts.
Cub Scout Pack 213. All on a float.
It looks like they're out of stuff. Nothing else to throw. The young man in the back shaking his head back there.
Maybe they just don't want to throw stuff to you, Chris.
I don't think they're throwing to anybody. I think they're out. They didn't pace themselves. Parades are just like a marathon. You've got to pace yourself.
That's why I like to be the guy who carries the banner instead.
There's the Tooth Fairy, Valley Orthodontics. Smiles, healthy smiles for a lifetime. Valley Orthodontics, the Tooth Fairy making her way down the route.
Check out valley-orthodontics.com for more information on them.
Throwing out some candy, that's kind of like, there's some toothbrushes as well. So a little candy, little toothbrushes. Take care of both sides of the problem there.
And here's the Clear Lake royalty. My girlfriend was actually a first princess in Clear Lake back in 2001, Lisa Stratton. It's good to see the Clear Lake ladies here for representing Heritage Days.
Miss Clear Lake, Jenny Nilsson, first princess, Emily Anderson, second princess, Paige Schaefer, and third princess, Kylie Bowie. Heritage Days, June 21st to the 24th, so just last weekend was their celebration up in Clear Lake. And here's the Elmwood UFO Days unit, and we're looking at Miss Elmwood, Jessica Beckel. UFO Days, the last full weekend in July. July 27th through the 29th down in Elmwood. As far as I know, they have not had a UFO sighting during UFO Days, but you never know. Could happen this year.
You never can be sure with the UFOs. They just show up when they want to.
Yeah, it's a totally random occurrence. Something you really can't plan. And here comes the unit from Four Seasons Childcare.
And they've got a little bus behind them here to cart the kiddos around.
Four Seasons Childcare here in Hudson. The bus comes in handy if you got to take the kids out to a movie or take them over to a park or something.
Just a little 18-footer.
Load them all up and take them to wherever you need them. Another great event to put on your calendar this year, October 27th, the Hilltop Pumpkin Party out at YMCA Camp St. Croix, and that's basically right across the street from our new elementary school out there, Rivercrest.
Rivercrest Elementary. Next up, we've got the City of Amory royalty. City of Lakes Fall Festival.
They're doing the best they can with the wave. You know,
they're not quite in sync, but they are enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic, but not in sync. So we'll give them credit for that. It's the City of Lakes, Amory. It's a beautiful town.
This year's queen is Emily Willert. First princess, Olivia Sjorgen. Second princess, Marissa Olson. Third princess, Lindsay Waltzker. And Miss Congeniality, Kayla Fashionbauer. And they also have a little miss, Ashley Holloman. Their fall festival is September 14th to the 16th this year.
And here comes the crew from the Helmer Dance Academy. Helmer Dance Academy celebrating their 30th year. They're located in Hudson, offer summer dance camps as well as dance classes during the school year. Information can be found at their website, helmerdance.com, and they're putting a show on down the street here from us.
Yeah, they put on quite a show. Helmer's Dance Studio is always a good time. My little sister was always part of the dance. She always took dance classes and always loved putting on performances like these at the parades when she was a kid.
Yeah, it's a good time for the kids to get out and show their stuff, and the community gets to see what they do.
These kids work hard, too, taking these classes. They got to learn how to do all these moves, memorize them, and then be able to perform them
of course,
exactly in sync with each other.
The TV show Dancing with the Stars has really been a kind of a boom for a lot of these dance academies and dance classes. A lot of people are interested in dance that maybe weren't 10 years ago.
And of course, the Dancing with the Stars trophy now resides in Wisconsin, with Donald Driver winning it this year.
That's right. Those football players seem to do well in that competition. Football, a lot of it has to do with footwork, so it translates well to dance. Here comes the Shell Lake unit, sponsored by the Shell Lake Chamber of Commerce. And we've got Miss Shell Lake Dakota Robinson, Princess Renee Lloyd, Junior Miss Shell Lake Emily Lloyd, Little Miss Shell Lake Gracie Lawrence, and Princesses McKenna Marco and Christina Zeroth.
Their festival will be Labor Day weekend up in Shell Lake. Got some friends with a cabin up in Shell Lake, and it's always a good time to go up there, spend the day on the boat.
I've had the opportunity to travel northwest Wisconsin pretty much everywhere around here, and just about every town you go to, there's something beautiful there, and we're really blessed with that. Well, here's the Hudson Star Observer, their unit, and the Hudson Star Observer now part of Rivertown Multimedia, no longer Rivertown Newspapers. It's the oldest continuous run business in Hudson. They've been here for about 160 years, and they are the source of news and community events, happenings.
They do a terrific job, and editor Doug Stolberg is over there handing out candy to the youngsters, having a good time in the parade today. There goes Randy.
Randy Hansen passing out some candy.
Do a great job of keeping us informed here in Hudson.
Here's the folks from Bethel Lutheran Church.
They got an entire band on the back of a truck. That's pretty good.
Looks like one of the O'Briens up there heading up the vocals on that one. And here is the Home Depot. Hudson Home Depot showing off their colors today. Home Depot, that's the power of the Home Depot.
For all your home improvement needs.
Lots of nails and lumber and drywall.
Whenever I go over there, it's always big trouble because I've always broke something.
Here's the folks from Anchor Insurance.
Looks like Jeremy and Derek are handing stuff out to the crowd here. Some other folks. Jeremy and Derek did the 30-hour bell ringing marathon for the Salvation Army this last winter. They're terrific members of our community.
It's awesome.
Working over at Anchor Insurance.
You got the Alumacraft Classic Deluxe. I fished out of one of those when I was a young man.
Beautiful.
I had one of those.
And here comes the Giggle Factory. Giggle Factory is for indoor play for kids and a party center here in Hudson. It's out in the St. Croix Business Park.
My son loves the place, and my daughter is just 15 months old, and we took her and we thought, well, maybe she'd just want to stay in the little kid. They have a little kids area for like the 1-year-olds too.
So what's that place like inside? Is it just a big bounce house, or what's it like?
No, it's like a gigantic indoor playground. All kinds of stuff for them to climb up high and go down a bunch of slides. It's crazy. It's a little wonderland for the youngsters. But my 15-month-old wanted nothing to do with the little kids. She was going on the big kids stuff. So
next up here is the St. Paul Winter Carnival Junior Royalty, and I believe they have 4 vehicles. Is that the way they work?
They've got a big crew.
The Princess of Snow, the Princess of Ice.
And then you've got the Princess of Ice, Adrian Mengel, and another, it's a Prince of Ice, and the Princess of Ice, Tessa Westland. But yeah, you've got the ice, and you've got
Ice, Fire, Wind.
Yeah, you've got the whole crew here. So here's King Frost, Wyatt Lewis, and Queen of the Snowflakes, Madison Montero.
Now, these are just the junior royalty members, I believe.
I think you'll see more of these folks coming through the parade a little later on. And then the crowd favorites from the St. Paul Carnival. Hail the Vulcans! Here they come.
And also Klondike Kate waving to the crowd.
Klondike Kate blowing some kisses, and
of course the kids are getting the V on the cheek and maybe a little mustache or goatee.
Hail the Vulcans!
Look out!
2012 Vulcan crew. It's a rowdy bunch.
Always a lot of fun at the St. Paul Winter Carnival.
You're going to be a part of the carnival royalty. I think you want to be the Vulcans.
Next up is St. Croix Sailing School. Now, they just had their regatta this weekend, or I think it was yesterday. All the boats in the water right down here at the boat launch downtown Hudson.
Teaching youngsters how to sail, and the goal of it is to really get it out to everybody. Sailing is one of those things I think a lot of people picture as being an expensive thing to get into, and their goal is to really introduce it to everybody at a reasonable price so they can get kids involved at an early age.
It's a great program. They teach them all the basics and make sure they're safe out on the waters.
Right down on Lakefront Park, the St. Croix Sailing School. And here comes Little Mines Learning Center. This is a Hudson local business, but they're also in 3 other communities, including River Falls. My daughter attends the Little Mines Learning Center in River Falls.
And not only take care of your kids, but they'll teach them some great skills and that they need to move on to kindergarten.
Absolutely. It's great how the kids progress throughout the Learning Center. And we've been really happy with the care that we've received at Little Mines Learning Center in River Falls.
Well, now we got quite a gap in the action coming up here. Should probably talk a little bit about the hot dog eating contest. Are you going to be eating hot dogs this year?
I was not invited.
Well, you had to sign up.
Oh, well, maybe I just thought they'd invite me.
They should invite you.
They should invite me. I think I could do some damage at the hot dog eating contest.
I did make the foolish mistake to go in and enter myself
Yeah?
in this year. I think I was just really hungry at the moment I walked past RJ's and decided to walk in and enter the contest. So if you want to see me get sick, you should check that out tomorrow.
When is that coming up, Mike?
I think that's 4 o'clock tomorrow.
And what do you think is the over-under? What do you think you're going to have to do to win?
I don't think I'm going to win. I think I'm just going to maybe just eat 2 hot dogs really leisurely and say, hey, thanks for the free lunch.
I've seen a lot of these guys. You know, they dip them in water to soften up that bun. Is that a strategy you're looking at?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that will add to the amount of stuff I have to put in my stomach with all that water weight. I don't know. It will be tough, though, to slide them down dry. So
Yeah, is it chew or not to chew?
I'm going to have to chew. Otherwise, you might have to have somebody at the Heimlich maneuver coming up behind me.
I think the Japanese master just downs them.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you got to think about that. Watch some tape.
And also, at what point do I stop eating today? You know, because I got to eat some cheese curds this afternoon and drink some of this new brewed beer here in Hudson. At what time do I stop stuffing my face full of carnival food and get ready for this contest?
Yeah, you've got to have some room there. I don't think you want to completely stop, though. I think you're going to want to drink some water, make sure the system is well lubricated so that when you down those hot dogs, you know, you're not hitting it into a dry stomach.
Well, hopefully I just don't get sick. That's my goal.
Do you have any idea if you've been scoping out the competition?
I haven't. I just want to get some delicious hot dogs.
Well, here's Hudson Ford. Thankfully, we don't have to talk about hot dog eating contests anymore, but it's a good time. It's a good time. Can't wait to see that.
Yep.
Hudson Ford.
They're also sponsoring some of the live entertainment at Booster Days. They've got which events are they sponsoring here?
They've got Devin Worley tomorrow night. That's the band they're sponsoring. But another cool thing about Hudson Ford is they're always providing the truck to pull the floats at all these parades for the Miss Hudson group. Whenever they go out on the road, they're cruising in the Hudson Ford vehicle to pull that float.
Yep, they just added a quick lane service center this last year. So now that's available, and you can get in and out a lot quicker if you're going there to get some service done.
Yeah, they've done a great job with the renovation over there. The building looks gorgeous. St. Croix Junction, part of the Bible Baptist Church
out in North Hudson.
Hudson.
Looks like they've got Vacation Bible School Sunday to Thursday, starting July 22nd.
Through the 26th.
That's going to be evening Bible school.
Yeah, evening Bible school. So if you're working, you can't get your kids to Bible school, you might want to check that one out. It's an evening school. And here is the float out of Osceola, just up the highway here to the north of us. Osceola, another beautiful community in northwest Wisconsin.
Miss Osceola this year is Ashley Jones, first princess Hannah Beeves. And then we've got Samantha Johnson, Caitlin Rigwin, Emily Lou Josephson, Mary Rose Swanson, and Hope Lowney is the Little Miss Princess.
Coming up next, the Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts celebrating their 100th anniversary this year, 2012.
Beautiful birthday cake. They got a beautiful birthday cake here they made for everybody.
You think those girls with the wave have been frosting that cake with their wave?
That's quite possible.
Girl Scouts, of course, with the ever-popular Girl Scout cookies, and I've been told they are not made from actual Girl Scouts. But Girl Scouts, another important organization helping these young ladies grow up with self-esteem and becoming more confident in themselves and learning a lot of life skills.
Teaching them those business skills, getting out there and selling directly to the community. They've it seems like they ramp up their business tactics every year to get those cookies sold.
Got to get those cookies sold. What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie, Mike?
The Thin Mint, of course. The Thin Mint.
Mints.
What about you?
I like the caramel coconut ones. What are those called?
I don't know, but they're delicious.
They are good. I don't know what they're called, but they're good.
Up next, we've got the Hudson High School Raiders dance team.
The Raiders were the regional POM champions in 2012, and it seems like every year they're winning something big. It's a incredible troop. They do a great job, and of course they're performing at all sorts of athletic events as well. And they have their big dance event at the high school every year too.
Here comes the kick line. Wow. Can you do that, Chris?
I used to be able to. There was a time, my friend. There was a time. They never let me carry the palms, though. That's why I dropped out. I wanted the palms. They said no.
Believe it or not, I used to be part of a cheerleading squad, but I was the mascot.
Oh, yeah?
Back in college at UW River Falls.
Okay.
I had to wear yellow tights as the Falcon, so don't judge.
We'll call you Freddie then. Freddie the Falcon.
Up next here we have Dean Knutson, our state assemblyman running for re-election.
And, of course, former mayor of Hudson, also city council member, and lived in Hudson for quite a bit. He's went to school to be a veterinarian, so he's doing that for a while before he entered the realm of professional politics.
Yep, and he looks after my mom's dog, Reese the dog, Chocolate Lab. There he is shaking hands with everybody in the crowd.
Again, it's hard work running for us.
Look at him running
across the street. A lot of
handshaking,
a lot of running.
He's got lots of helpers here too, handing out stickers and literature.
And now we see Star Wars coming down the line.
Freedom Value Centers is a great Hudson company. They're owned by Erickson Oil Company, and they're headquartered right here in Hudson.
Right across the street from Fleet Farm.
That's right.
We've got Vader and some stormtroopers. Looks like we got a little Anakin Skywalker. And, of course, R2-D2.
R2-D2. Last year they had a pirate theme. This year they're in the future.
My son, I think, would lose it if he saw Darth Vader. That's his guy. And here is the Willow River Car Club.
Looks like they have a big event Saturday, September 15th at Uncle Mike's Emporium out by Exit 4. Wonder what they got cooking back there.
I'm guessing a hog.
Mm.
Slow smoke it like that. That thing's going to fall off the bone here in a few hours.
Looks like this next truck here is from Great Clips. You need to get your hair cut, Chris?
Yeah, actually, I had my hair done right before we started. It's a long process, you know. You got to get all the curls in there and have it colored, and usually takes 3 or 4 hours when I'm there.
It looks pretty good, I got to say. Not bad.
It's worth the effort. It's worth the effort.
Well, next up we've got the Joyful Noise Preschool.
And they are part of the Emmanuel Lutheran Church group.
How many preschoolers do you think you can fit in the back of this station wagon they have here?
You know, if we don't need seat belts, if we're just cruising the parade route, we could probably get 20 in there.
I think so. It's a beautiful green color.
It is a classic roadmobile. The American truckster, just like Chevy Chase drove. Looks like they've got some waters in there they're passing out.
Joyful Noise, Emmanuel Lutheran Church.
We've got just a ton of great churches here in the Hudson community. Something for just about everybody.
So, have you ever brought your kids down to La Petite Dentistry?
My son does go to La Petite Dentistry, and I got to tell you, it is a great organization. We were really afraid that he was going to freak out when he went in there, but they do such a good job of putting the kids at ease, and it's fun. I mean, he looks forward to going to the dentist. So, yes, my son does go to La Petite.
You know, I had my doubts when they have a giant scary shark here as their mascot, but they do a pretty good job putting the kids at ease.
They do. The dentist does some magic tricks for them, and there's just all kinds of stuff for the kids to do, so when they're there, they don't feel like they're at the dentist's office. They feel like they're there to do something fun and exciting. And, of course, he always comes home with a bag of new toothbrushes and all kinds of goodies. And here's another giant shark. This is a new business in Hudson. Only been here for a couple of years.
Yep, they started about 18 months ago. Is that right? Something
I believe so, yeah.
Early last year.
If you've got youngsters and you need to take them to the dentist, La Petite.
Where are they located, Chris? So they're up by the new Walgreens?
Yep, up by the new Walgreens.
And here's the Baldwin Junebug Days royalty.
You seen any June bugs this year?
Not this year. I haven't. Last year there were a bunch.
I don't know if this crazy weather has messed up the June bugs or not.
I think June was starting in March this year.
Second weekend of June, so of course we've passed it up. But mark it on your calendars for next year. Miss Baldwin, Hannah Zupfer, first princess Randy Hoyt, second princess Shannon Hoyt, third princess Caitlin Dobson, and the fourth princess Courtney Smith. And here comes the River Falls ambassadors. They are not royalty, they're royal ambassadors. They have a completely different wave style. They're more vertical, less horizontal to their wave style.
They are in sync. They, well, as soon as I say that.
We've got Casey Manch. We also have
Aislinn Pomfret, Madeline Nyquist, and Amanda Guys.
Great group from just to the south of us in River Falls.
The city on the Kinney.
City on the Kinney. And here comes Cornerstone Church.
This is a little church right there on, was it 4th Street? Right.
It is
4th Street or 5th Street. It's right in the neighborhood down by Willow River Elementary School. I was real surprised to be walking down the street one day and I noticed, oh, there's a church right here, right amongst all these houses. It's a beautiful little church right downtown.
big group coming down the street right now from Family Fresh Markets, and they've got a very popular item they're passing out right now, bottles of water. And again, these 90-degree temperatures we're expecting over the next few days, important to stay hydrated throughout the Booster Days event.
Yep, you don't want to end up all passed out.
We've got 4th of July coming up as well, and the last time I checked, the weatherman did have 90s throughout the week coming up.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like Cornerstone Church actually passing out those bottles of water. The truck is kind of lagging back behind the sign.
Cornerstone Church looking out for our hydration needs.
It's got a loud exhaust on that truck.
Here's Family Fresh.
Family Fresh, of course, just opened up a new store in River Falls. It was Econo Foods. They completely renovated the building. It's just gorgeous inside there now. But been doing business in Hudson for quite a while. And again, another a beautiful building, a great shopping experience.
Interesting shape of these shopping carts.
Next, they do have different shopping carts.
Next up, we've got the looks like the Rolling Hills 4-H Club.
This is the 4-H Club around Hudson, North Hudson area.
Yep, up by St. Joe, pretty much. Was that a little ostrich they have in there? Some kind of a bird. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's an emu.
Yeah, some kind of little bird. But these guys will be putting on the 4-H fair. That's coming up in Glenwood City.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have plenty of entrants in that county fair.
And here's the Hudson Area Library. Dream big. Do some reading.
You bring your kids down to the library for to do any summer reading?
It's a gorgeous facility. They're down in their new digs. Been there for about a year and a half now, maybe 2 years.
Yep. Linda Donaldson is the executive director down there. They've got a whole bunch of programs for the kids. Here comes my alma mater, Cumberland High School Marching Band. Of course, I wasn't talented enough to be in the band myself, but I was a band fan. My girlfriend was a drum major, so I, of course, had to go to all the events, support the band. Always a great time. I believe they're still under the direction of Dan Hopkins, who was there when I was in high school.
for such a small community, they have one heck of a band.
They're about to put on their awesome show here right in front of the judges stand. Here they go. Or did they just wrap it up and now they're marching toward us?
It's like they're coming our way. It's going to be warm, but no threat of rain throughout the weekend. So if you haven't had a chance to take in booster days, it's going to be a great weekend to do so. Shouldn't have any events rained out.
Good old booster days.
A lot of the areas around us have seen quite a bit of rain in the last few weeks, so some dry weather is going to be welcome for many of the farmers and just some of the other folks out here in the surrounding areas.
Yeah, I talked to one guy, the only guy I think in town who's concerned about the dry weather, and that's the fire chief, Jim Fry, worried about all the fireworks going off with the dry weather. Hopefully we don't have any fire calls. Here comes that Cumberland Marching Band putting on their show. Cumberland Beavers. Their marching band show is entitled Night of the Circus. Music includes the famous circus march Thunder and Blazes and A la Lune.
Wouldn't be a marching band without the percussion.
Cumberland does a lot of marching band, does a lot of parades every summer, and of course their home parade at the end of the year is at Rutabaga Festival, end of August.
Love those rutabagas.
Next up we've got the Roberts Lions Club.
Our neighbors just to the east of us. Miss Roberts, Haley Houlihan at the top of the float. We got Junior Miss Roberts, Ava Nippolt, and Royal Ambassador and Miss Congeniality, Harley McDaniel. Royal Ambassador, Katie Roll Benisek. Say that twice. And then we've got Royal Ambassador Cherry Babbitt.
Which one? Oh, and this is the Adult Kickball League. They play their games at Burton Field, I think, on Sunday nights. They have 10 teams in the league. This year's championship game will be held at Miller Park in Milwaukee.
Wow. I remember kickball from grade school. I'm guessing these folks play a different brand of kickball than what I'm used to.
Well, they're pretty competitive, but they also have a lot of fun down there. Burton Field on Sunday nights. You should go check them out.
Playing kickball.
You can't take it too seriously. I mean, it's kickball.
Hey, some of us, we got to keep doing these things. We can't just stop having fun once we get out of school.
Action starts Sunday nights, 5 p.m., goes till about 9.
Coming down the parade route right now, Trinity Academy, preschool through 8th grade. On site before and after school care available also.
Looks like their float this year is a giant ship. Join the Trinity ship. We worship, fellowship, provide discipleship, and partnership with the Hudson community. You can register online for the first annual Goliath Challenge coming up. It's a 5K obstacle race to benefit Feed My Starving Children. And the Goliath Challenge is going to be July 28th. Trinity also has Vacation Bible School, July 9th through the 12th, so coming right up.
Here's the Goliath or challenge banner.
I wonder if that's going to be anything like the other, like the Tough Mudder they had up in Somerset. Some of these other obstacle course races.
Yeah, I would guess so. I think a lot of people want to participate in these type of events, but road racing, at least running down the road, it can be tough on the knees. So nice to kind of get some other things involved, get off the road, and do some obstacle challenges and things like that.
Yeah, my girlfriend did one last year where she had to actually jump over some fire. And she got an awesome picture of herself jumping over these flames, and I don't know, I'm not quite in shape enough to take part in that kind of stuff, but it sure is fun to watch.
The Tough Mudder, of course, has the electrical course.
I heard about that.
You have to walk through the 15,000 volts.
That doesn't sound safe. I hope they have to sign waivers.
So here's the band from Trinity. And here comes the St. Croix Democratic Party with Pat Kreitlow in tow. And Pat is running for Congress against Sean Duffy. I actually worked with Pat Kreitlow back in my WEAU days. That was about 10 years ago. Pat was a news anchor. I was a sports anchor. So Pat and I know each other quite well.
So, yeah, Pat Kreitlow, the Democratic candidate, running against Republican Sean Duffy. And we are in Congressional District 7 now for the upcoming election, so Ron Kind will no longer be our congressman for Congressional District 3.
If you're watching in Pierce County, though, Kind is still Pierce County, but in St. Croix County, you'll
they just redrew the lines just a little bit.
Either Duffy or Kreitlow.
Here's My Sister's Garden, Willow River Company, a landscaping and tree farm. They do Christmas trees, nursery, and landscaping.
Yeah, if you need a nice garden put in, they're the guys to call. And here's the folks from Cottage Grove, Minnesota, just across the river from us.
Strawberry Fest they put on every year. Third weekend in June, so they just finished their festival up.
You can tell the girls are excited.
They are.
Probably their first parade.
We got Queen Brittany Olsen and Princesses Brittany McGuire, Elizabeth X, Melissa Rossell, Kimberly X, Ashley Schultz, Sierra Nelson, and Julia Dorn.
Here's the folks from Woodville, Wisconsin.
Got Queen Olivia Monacan, First Princess Alyssa Cooper, Second Princess Jenissa Coles, Third Princess Anna Dahl, and Fourth Princess Valerie Tomberlin. They're
celebrating in May of next year. Will be their celebration over in Woodville, May 17th through the 19th. So here's First State Bank and Trust Company, banking for the whole family.
They just opened up right here in downtown Hudson, right across the street from Freedom. They're one of our advertisers on Hudson Pash, and we appreciate that.
And they're tossing little balls. Oh, and some candy. You got it all.
They got some banks over in Bayport, too, I think.
Coming up next is Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Delivery. How fast are you? We're freaky fast. Throwing some small sandwiches to the crowd, and one just hit the scrim.
And I caught one. Look at that.
Foley catches one. See, that football training comes in handy sometimes.
That is not bad. I think he saw me. I'm a popular customer at Jimmy John's.
Okay.
They some days I just can't ever leave the office. I'm typing stuff up all day, and I'll be like, well, they know who I am when I call, and they have my sandwich ready for me right away.
St. Croix County 4-H just passing by here. Of course, the
St. Croix County Fair, July 18th to the 22nd in Glenwood City. What do they got in the back of there? They got some kind of a sheep or a hog?
A little hog in there.
Nice. And who's this? We got St. Croix Falls.
National Scenic Riverway just up the highway from us, about an hour's drive, and I love going up there to the state park.
And who are these lovely ladies?
Autumn Erickson is Miss St. Croix. Brittany Kreitsch, First Princess.
Samantha O'Brien, Miss Congeniality, Tara Orton.
We got Ignite Martial Arts of Hudson making their way down the parade route right now. Ignite Martial Arts been part of the Hudson community for the past 8 years. They provide quality professional martial arts instruction for students ages 3 and above. You can start anytime. Classes available 6 days a week. Looks like they're going to put on a little show for our cameras here.
You know, they taught me some martial arts stuff in the Marine Corps, but I don't think I'd be any match against the bow staff here they have out here, or these nunchucks. These kids look tough.
I think the kids along the parade route really enjoy seeing that too. And here comes a big group of youngsters from Ignite.
My nephew participates in martial arts, and I think he's a green belt, just a little kid. Of course, you can work all the way up to black belt, and then there's 10 degrees of black belt.
I have a nephew who's 9 years old who is a black belt.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. He resides in Florida, so not part of the Ignite group, but he is a black belt. I don't mess with him.
No kidding.
Even though he's 9 years old.
That's amazing. Ignite's been around for about 8 years. They have classes 6 days a week. They start students at age 3.
Here comes the group from Spring Valley, the Spring Valley royalty presented by the Spring Valley Chamber of Commerce and Lions Club. Miss Spring Valley is Alexis Stewart, Princess Ariel Dickinson, and Princess Jade Jacobson. And their event coming up September 14th, 15th, and 16th with their parade on September 16th. Got to get over there and see the cave if you haven't. They've got that cake icing method down beautifully.
They are in sync. Next up is the Woodbury ambassadors.
It's cool to see these groups. They come out to all the coronations. These Woodbury folks were over in the high school auditorium on Thursday night to see it all happen. Miss Woodbury in the white dress in the back of the float here, and that's
we got Molly. They have their last names on there?
No, looks like they got them on the float here. Got Molly Zorn and Princess Kayla Grithy, Princess Patty Bishop, Little Miss Woodbury Alexa Christensen, and Little Miss Woodbury Faith Urich.
It's great to see the sparkle section at the pageant every year for Miss Hudson.
Yeah, the sparkle section, always the rowdy group.
Oh, and this is another great Hudson organization, Youth Action Hudson. Youth Action Hudson is a local service learning organization focused on high school students. Their mission is to empower and engage youth through service learning, leadership, and education. This year, their float focuses on Peace Jam, the Peace Jam program. Its main project is Don't Just Sit There, designed by students to raise community and awareness about global issues surrounding the lack of access to clean water and proper sanitation.
And here comes the St. Croix County Historical Society and Octagon House Museum. The Octagon House Museum will hold its annual Civil War encampment on July 14th from noon to 4:30. And walking in the parade today, Kim and Charlie Holbrook. And other walkers include Jackie Bradham, who just does a ton of work for the Historical Society. One of their big events later in the year, November 16th through 18th, they're part of the Christmas Tour of Homes. You don't want to miss out on that.
Absolutely, and the Historical Society also did a lot of great work for the Yellowstone Trail Heritage Days with their cemetery reenactments.
Well, here comes the St. Croix County Republican unit. Of course, they've got Sheila and Sean Duffy. They've got Tommy Thompson running for senator this year.
And there's going to be a Republican primary for U.S. Senate coming up in next month, or no, August.
Yeah, I believe August.
It'll be sometime in August.
That's Eric Hovde and Tommy Thompson.
And it is also a presidential election year, so they'll also be promoting, looks like, Mitt Romney.
I haven't heard about that. Is that going on this year? And here's our new, freshly minted Hudson royalty.
Yeah, we just took pictures of them at the event on Thursday. We got
Princess Kim Lehman, or Miss Hudson Kim Lehman, Princess Katie Barker, Princess Amanda Heineke, and Princess Hannah Van Sickle.
And they've got a full year ahead of them. It parades all around the region.
They'll have a chance to work on that wave.
And, of course, they'll get fitted for their nice blue dresses that we're accustomed to seeing the Miss Hudson royalty in.
Here's the folks from Excel Energy. Excel Energy got an office right down the road from us.
Representing Excel Energy are employees from the Hudson office. Very best service value and information, and they work hard to make sure the power stays on here in Hudson.
Coming up here, we got the Prescott Days Royal Ambassadors. We got Ambassadors Abigail Heath, Kaylee Anderson, Emily Peterson, Caitlin Ditzler, and Junior Ambassador Jaden Anderson.
Prescott Days are September 6th to the 9th this year.
That's the weekend after Labor Day.
After Labor Day, yep.
Coming down the route now, the group from Hammond, Wisconsin. Again, our neighbors to the east.
Miss Hammond is Michaela Johns, Princess Amber McDonald, Princess Lindsay Constant, and Miss Congeniality Jamie Max. Their celebration will be August 9th to the 12th this year. Heartland Days in Hammond.
For the weekend before Pepperfest. Mike, if they gave away an award for Mr. Congeniality, I'd vote for you.
Thanks. That means a lot, Chris. I don't care what people say about you. I think you're great, too.
A lot of people say a lot of bad things about me. Coming down the route now, Hudson Kettlebell and Fitness. And this is another one of those things that maybe you and I should join up and start doing this stuff.
What exactly is a kettlebell? Kettlebell?
A kettlebell. It's a piece of workout equipment. It's kind of like a free weight.
Looks like a medicine ball, kind of.
Yeah, it's a medicine ball with a handle on it.
Oh,
and
very nice.
It's great for core strength, for strengthening your back, strengthening just about everything. But it builds you that, not that weight bench strength, but real strength throughout your body.
Looks like they're going to put on a show for us.
Here they go, doing some push-ups. Mike and I will be doing 1,000 push-ups when we're done with the broadcast today.
Actually, I already did mine, so it's just you.
Oh, okay. I need you to help motivate me.
Sorry, I already did them.
Oh, well, I guess we'll have to scratch that. And here comes one of the more popular units on the parade route. They're here every year, it seems like, and that's Ron's Sewer Service Incorporated. And Ron has those really big porta potties, the luxury porta potties.
Yep, Ron's Sewer Service out of Roberts. They serve Wisconsin and Minnesota with over 40 years of experience. In their commitment to excellence, they have earned the reputation as septic tank pumping experts. Ron's also rents the portable toilets for all your special events. Give them a call whenever you're putting on a big event. They'll make sure that...
Here comes Ron with some can cozies. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
You need those. Yeah, you need those in July, and in January, you actually can use them in January. It keeps them warm.
Very nice.
But there's Ron's big tank truck. Ron calls his porta potties the ladies' number one choice.
Very nice.
We've got some...
Speaking of sewage, here come the horses.
Now that made that broadcast school totally worth it.
I'm sorry.
Man, that was seamless. We call it seamless in the industry.
Was that tasteless? I'm sorry.
Seamless. We're going to call it seamless. But a couple of equines. Got the young lady riding shotgun on that one. And here's another bunch from the St. Croix Sailing Club.
Oh, another contingent from the sailing club.
They had to get the convertible in the parade.
That's very nice.
And we've got the Town of Tormented Souls.
The good old haunted house.
I need to get a hearse. Just kind of like the Ghostbusters. Get one of the hearse and put some lights on it. The Ghostbusters.
So where do they do these? The St. Croix County Fairgrounds, it looks like.
St. Croix County Fairgrounds. Fridays and Saturdays in October, 7 p.m. to midnight.
Terrifying.
Don't miss it.
Terrifying.
And here's the Army.
U.S. Army. They got a recruiting center right down by the Buffalo Wild Wings, just off of Exit 2 in Hudson.
Looks like they're promoting Our Daughter is Army Strong, promoting some women's membership in the Army. And coming down the parade route now, Moonlight Illumination. Moonlight Illumination offering free estimates, and it looks like we've got affordable outdoor lighting, so stuff for your patio or maybe your driveway. Got the big green John Deere Gator coming down the route now.
Yep, they service Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Williamson's Brothers Cleaning, Carpet and Upholstery. Hudson Business. So again, if the kids are interested in getting on some rides, Carnival opens at 12:30 today, and it runs late into the evening.
Right after the parade, the Hudson Police Department's doing a canine demonstration down by the band shell. That would be really interesting to check that out if you haven't seen Briscoe in action.
With Officer Bob Larson. My uncle's name's Bob Larson. It's not him, though. Here comes the Valley Companies. Valley Cartage.
Valley Cartage. So this is one of the businesses out in the St. Croix Business Park. It's they've all those semi trucks, and they're always carting around products and goods all over the region.
Busy group. You see them cruising down the highway. Give them a wave.
They got a pretty impressive facility out there. They got, I don't know, dozens of truck bays, it looks like, loading docks.
Throwing some balls and some candies for the youngsters.
Honking the horn for the youngsters.
Those goodie bags are starting to fill up.
They are.
The kids are going to have stacks.
Don't miss that Tootsie Roll, youngster. Oh, here comes some more suckers.
Got bingo running from 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock down by the band shell. Of course, the band's also starting at 1 o'clock.
That car show is also happening. And of course, all the rides and games and carnival food you can eat. A couple of food stands down there. Beer garden, live entertainment.
Behind the guys from Valley Cartage, we've got the street sweepers coming down the line. And, of course, when the street sweepers come down the line, that means the show's over. People are starting to pick up as we look down the parade route. And it's been a great 2012 Hudson Booster Days Parade. Mike Foley, thanks so much for helping us out. And hopefully we'll see you again in front of the camera. It's always fun to see you out at the events. Seems like we don't go anywhere without seeing each other. But
absolutely. It's a lot of fun being here. Thanks for the invitation.
It was a good time, and enjoy Hudson Booster Days, everybody. We'll see you next time on the parade route up in North Hudson for the Pepper Fest.
Thanks for coming.